everybody.
Hello.
I am so happy that this is becoming a regular thing. I love putting this on, and I'm so happy that you guys are enjoying it. We're going to get thrown right into it. Eric is going to be a little late. He'll probably join us in past the second break. But we're just going to get rolling because we're a little bit late. So
Rolling?
We're just gonna get moving. Before we do, though, we're going to go to our new favorite place. Welcome to Retcon Land.
Oh, yeah!
Some of you may or may not have listened back to previous episodes and maybe thought, that maybe was a cool thing for my character to do in that moment. Does anyone have such thoughts?
How do you spell retcon?
Like,
what does it stand for?
I don't actually know. Oh well. If we don't have anything, then we'll keep chugging.
I'm gonna do RET KON.
That's usually what I do.
That feels right.
CON.
I do CON.
That feels less fun. Anyway.
Okay, whatever. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we are gonna get Galumfin.
Cool.
Okay. That's a fun one. Let me pull something up real quick.
Past the beautiful radiant of sweetness.
Alright. When I am dead and gone, you will be entrusted with my legacy. The only thing that can sully my memory is your demise. And what better way to protect yourself than to obscure? How can a foe strike a heart it can't find? How can a thief make away with something that isn't there? A secret is a powerful thing. Let it twist your pursuer's path beyond recognition, so that you are the last thing they can seek. Keep as many secrets as possible, and forge them complexly. It should be the first measure to ensure safety, never the last. Welcome back to the Sweetmaker's secret. Okay.
We need to stop trusting half-orc women as much.
What?
What? You just said cover your tracks, dog. We've been like, hey, girl who works here, here's everything we know so far.
Oh, you mean Bugbear?
You're talking about me for a
Are
moment.
you talking about Mittens?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Okay. Okay, cool. Alright. So, where did we leave off? Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yelling out words.
Yelling out words.
I remember where we left off, but we'll get back to that in a second, because before we were laying around guessing words, there was one person who left our party without a word. Alina, you've collected your pay. You've done what you were paid to do. You hear a brief mention of deciding to meet up later on, but you don't really pay it too much heed. And Lifroy, without any more promise of payment, heads off into the night. Where does Lifroy take up residence currently?
Probably in the refugee areas.
For the Nodish?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So if you will look at the map, which I believe is an artwork for us, and Hayden can flash out back there. The Nodish encampment, or the Nodish estate, is up and to the right. And this, as you're walking towards this building, you see it in the distance. It's probably one of the higher up portions of the landscape, so these hills start to roll upward and upward and upward, and peeking out from between a crest of these two hills, you can see this construction. There is one central spire of stone that is like a couple 300 feet in radius as it raises up into the night sky. And then there are 2 wings of the Nottish estate that are connected to it at the base, but kind of roll up the surrounding hills, each one going in a different direction. You see that in the distance, and you are walking from the center of town, which is sort of that center square at the map, and you are following the winding path through the streets. And you're a little tired, you're a little tuckered out, not as exhausted as the rest of the party members after their near-death experiences, but you are certainly wary enough to be startled, even by a simple greeting. Long time no see, Lifroy.
Who is it?
You turn over your shoulder to see a hulking figure hanging out in an alleyway. This figure has a faint clitter to them and a clanging noise as internal mechanisms and gears twist and rotate. And behind them, they have a large rope that is slung over their shoulder that they're grasping with 2 massive mechanical hands. And tied to that rope is a trolley car. Ripped from its former rails and now free roaming is this Mendelian trolley car. A sign is plastered along one end, just this wooden scrawl with like a little bit of paint to kind of make this makeshift storefront. And it says, the locksmith's trolley.
Question.
Yes?
Do I recognize this place?
No. Well, I mean, maybe you've seen the trolleys from around Mendel, and maybe you've heard of the locksmith trolley recently. But the thing that you recognize is the person who is sticking their head out of the front door of the trolley. And that is a surprisingly flat dragonborn. He's a white dragonborn with just like a very squat face. And he's like this very lanky fellow. You would know him from sort of your usual thieving rings. He would probably have been a supplier in your past.
Okay.
And yeah, he definitely knows some stuff about you. And his name is Pry. Yeah.
Okay. I already knew that.
Yes, you knew his name was Pry. And you know that he gets his name because one of his main schemes is his face is flat enough to where he can stick it through a mail flap. And
So we just like
so people call him Pry Snoot because he sticks his nose into a mail flap in order to like figure out exactly what's on the other side.
It's amazing.
Does Big Construct thing have a name?
Not that Alina knows.
Okay. So did Pry know what I was doing in my past?
Oh yeah.
Dang it. Okay.
You may have even gotten a few jobs from Pry.
Jobs? Like he hired me?
More like he was a broker, so people who wanted specific things stolen, they would come to him and he would contact the thieves that he knew.
Got it. So he was my boss.
Yeah, so maybe a couple, but primarily he would have been your supplier of like locks picking tools and like all the tools of the trade. He would provide you the tools of the trade covertly and without needing to be tracked. He's also a little bit of a fence. So he's more of a fence than your boss.
Oh, okay.
He's a fence with connections.
Yay! It's good to see you.
He says, it's good to see you too. I'm not gonna lie, business is a little low for me. Did you know half the people here don't lock their doors?
I have realized that fact, good sir.
It's absurd.
With the crime rate being so low, as you know.
I mean, I guess they're on to something. Anyway, seeing as that's the case, it's even harder to find business. You wouldn't be in the, means of doing me a solid, would you?
Now, what would this solid be?
Well, just getting a couple of contraband tool sets off my hands. You never know when yours is gonna break.
That's true. How much are you looking for?
Oh, let me check the price. So you see him kind of open up a trunk and make a perception check for me.
Question, does it have anything to do with magic?
Nope.
Okay.
Perception. What's the name of the hulking beast dragging this cart?
That's a big speed quest.
What is this?
And that is sadly a 6.
Okay. Where are lockpicks in this thing? A 6. You don't really get any more information. Okay, I'm looking in here for lockpicking tools, and I read cook's utensils as crook's utensils.
A whisk.
The
mightiest of crook.
You know, if he was gonna sell me a whisk, I would probably buy it. Let's be real here.
Shape it however you want.
It can make the
Oh, here
most
we go.
devious of recipes.
Okay, he pulls out like a very sleek, briefcase set of thieves' tools. He pops it open, pretty alright looking. And he says, "That's 75 gold."
75.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't have any sets left, man. I don't know if you noticed this, but our supplier kind of got blown up.
Yeah, but your business got blown up.
Indeed it did. Hence why my supply is even lower than usual.
Look, even if I wanted to do that, I can't.
All right. I mean, I'm not opposed to negotiating, Mr. Silvertongue.
Yes. Let's see. Give me a second. I already have tools. Can I inspect the thieves' tools?
Yeah, go for it. I'll let you make a sleight of hand check. And we'll say that you're giving him a test run.
Oh.
You pull out a sample lock from your kit. One that you know is really difficult that you practice on.
Okay. 13.
They seem standard. Nothing special, nothing defactory about them. They're just standard.
Let's see. Okay. I have 2 sets of thieves' tools. Oh my god. I have 2 already.
Well, do you want another?
Oh, but he's my friend and he knows too much.
He does know too much.
He knows too much. Okay. How about I give 40 and a pair of thieves' tools that I already have that's a little bit disheveled.
Okay, so used kit. He says, or make a persuasion check for me.
I like persuasion. Persuasion is a good skill. 17.
Okay, he says, yeah, that'll work.
Okay, cool.
Alright, he shunts you the new case, and he takes one of your older sets, and then he pockets the 40 gold. And he says, alright, well, if you need any more, you know where to find me. Except you don't, we kind of move around. Just wait till the hour gets a little later, and then, go strolling.
Yep. And hey, if you ever need some jobs filled or something.
I wish. He kind of turns back around and he's like, for a fucking town of bounty hunters, there's no goddamn shit to do.
Trust me, I know. I've had to take up real jobs.
He shivers.
Oh no, nearly killed me too. Well, nearly killed that guy. Anyway, see ya.
Oh, hey, wait. You were just at the estate, right?
Yeah.
Oh. You know, if we want more locks on some places, we can always get you to, stir a little trouble, spread a little rumor or two.
What kind of rumor?
Oh, I don't know, just spook some folks.
Are you suggesting we cause mayhem?
Not mayhem, concern.
Concern. Yeah. Why would I want the doors locked when I could just...
Well, because... Well, okay, we want the doors locked because I'm the only locksmith in town, and I know how to break my own locks.
I
You
see.
get the payment fee for setting it up, and then you get the little bit extra later.
I want to know how to break these locks. How to get in.
You stir up some trouble first, and then we'll talk about that, alright?
I'll do my best.
Alright.
Always do.
Keep your eyes peeled for that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
He tips kind of his bowler cap to you, which doesn't really rock on his head because it's flat.
Oh my
So
God.
he just kind of grabs the front of it and like tips up the back, and then he says, "All right, well, we'll see you around." And then he kind of grabs the rope and gives it a tug, and then the automata just wordlessly starts trucking forward.
Cool. Stir up trouble.
I like how he's built like a screwdriver.
Yeah.
Flathead.
How difficult could that be? I mean, I already know a lot about the Sweetmaker's estate and the fact that it nearly killed a few people.
You do? Okay.
Okay.
Alina. With this thought on your mind, you started hearing rumors. Apparently the town is organizing a big town meeting. The church has organized this town meeting for tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
And it's currently the next day, so a full day has passed, and you've probably just been kind of relaxing. But a town meeting has arisen, and apparently they're going to bring on people who investigated the Sweetmaker Manor, and they are going to ask them for the evidence that they proposed, and from there, they're going to, the rumor has it, that they're going to be establishing sort of community leadership roles for investigation. So yeah. I'm.
Well, I guess I might be called up.
You could be, and you also may see fit to reunite with your companions if you want to, prepare. Everybody else, you are all laying in a circle
Oh yeah.
around the interior of the factory floor. There's like one tray of candy that has been, or like one candy tray that has just been flipped over from frustration, and all of you are just sitting there like,
Yeah, I think Nadine's just laying back and like chewing on a peppermint stick. It's like,
if
When
you
Bixby would have
recall,
been like still laying on the ground, but just like hands in prayer,
yeah.
chanting to himself.
It's still mid-afternoon. It's getting later in the evening, and it's currently 4:30 at this point. And you have a dinner arrangement at 6. If you choose to fulfill that, you can do anything else you want in the meantime. A reminder: you guys have been cranking away at a password that theoretically has 7 inputs, 4 of which you currently know. Or no, sorry, 5 of which you currently know. You know Tux, Harriet, Swallower, Youth Minister, and Prince of Games.
yeah.
And there are supposedly 2 other pieces that you speculate there's 2 other passwords that you need in order to open whatever this sanctum, quote unquote, is.
What did we say that we were going to share to the public?
Oh, that's also a very important thing
Because
to
we spelled it
consider.
out, but I forget what it was.
Alina, do you want to rejoin? Does your character want to hop in right now?
I want to join in.
Okay, so I
At
think
some point. Like,
I think you have a vague idea of maybe they're still investigating the estate, so I think you find yourself here and you knock on the door, Mittens allows you through, and you find everybody on the floor groaning.
sorry I missed the party. What's up?
Master!
Where have you been?
What? I got paid for the job. But
Do you know any nicknames for the Sweetmakers? Any? At all?
I have a question. Do the refugees have a nickname for the Sweetmakers?
Make a history check.
Guidance? Guidance?
No.
Does it have to do with magic?
No.
Stupid rules. What was it? History?
Yeah.
History. Oh, there it is. 13.
Nothing specific comes to mind. I mean, if you were, if you, like, you've heard them call them saviors, like, stuff like that, but, like, no unified,
Okay.
community term for them that you can think of.
The saviors?
Just gonna turn to the log.
No click. Yeah, everyone puts their ear to the ground.
Yeah,
like,
just like,
Okay, I might be new in town, but is this like a custom or something?
We can say Bixby will like flutter up and like get extremely like, oh my god, dude, back off close.
We're just gonna get everybody on the map.
And
Okay, sweet.
just fill.
Oh wait, sorry.
For a-
Gotta be accurate.
So we found a thing in the lodge where we shifted the fireplace, and there was like a almost cave but not tunnel. Well, there was a cave, not a tunnel. But it was man-made, so we're like, well, maybe there's stuff, other stuff. And page out of the Sweetmaker family book was something open sanctum from our names. So we started stuff. Basically, the bottom of the furnace in the factory is also a trapdoor, and it is unlocked when we say the 7 names known by them, by us, and everyone else.
Okay.
So far we have 5 of the names. We know that the church called, oh god, not Edlarks. Hennick the youth minister. The pirates called Edlark the Swallower. The orphans called Edlark the Prince of Games. And I don't know where Harriet and Tux come from anymore.
Those are
Those are
the
parents.
those are the
names?
parents' maiden names.
Okay, right.
Because after they married, they renamed themselves to the Sweetmakers
Right, okay.
to separate themselves from their Romeo and Juliet-esque family dynamic.
Is the dog here?
Yes.
Oh,
Technically,
yeah.
it's in the other room learning its alphabet, but it is
yeah. We indoctrinated it through language. Anyway.
here. You were there for that.
I was there? Okay.
Yeah, you were there for the dog being discovered.
Dog.
What did we agree that we were going to say? I can't remember.
um,
We were just going to say that we were going to say the needle trap and the farewell candy, right? Yeah.
You're gonna tell the public about that?
Yeah.
maybe.
But nothing else. Not about the fireplace, not about the furnace door, not about the axe trap, not about talking.
Definitely not the axe trap.
Do we tell them about talking dog? No, because then
No.
they could be like, oh, a talking thing.
Yeah, because they had it for.
Oh, we need to cover our tracks. We gotta kill the dog.
We don't gotta kill the dog. We could just bring it somewhere hidden. Jesus, dude.
Wait, why are we not telling the public everything?
Because Bixby likes to gatekeep things, but also
Isn't his something
yeah, and it's his.
knowledge?
Like we have to show the public, like, hey, these are secrets that we found, but we don't want the public to. From the foreboding intro, we can't really be like, hey, what's up, the public? The Sweetmakers are actually hiding refugees, and also in their book, we're trying to kill us. And also,
You're a refugee. You weren't here for long before they disappeared. You don't understand the importance that they had in this community, and to soil their image while we're still looking for them, to bring up all these secrets that they kept from us. We're worried it'll cause a panic that we can't subdue.
we don't want to break the people's trust of their image of the Sweetmakers. If we do so, then going to find them it couldn't be the best public image, and then if we can't find them, it's a whole big deal.
Well,
But I'm glad to see you again, Master.
Great to see y'all. But if we can't find them and they find out that they've been lying to the town, wouldn't that help make the burden less? If they weren't the people that they thought they were, and we can't find them in the end, wouldn't that help?
If the people who united all of these groups weren't who they said they were, and were acting under a false name, wouldn't you think that would make them a little more angry at each other than anything
Then there's
else?
no reason for them to be united, and it's all-out war.
So we either find the Sweetmakers, bring them back, find their replacement, or...
We
Good
don't
job.
want another war.
Or try to make a more stable connection with the Nodish and Prosper, depending on how things go.
Speaking of, we got a dinner to go to.
We have a... Are you hungry? We're invited to dinner.
Leaf's father is a very
Prospers.
important somebody, and we have to go talk to him.
Fancy food, I'm in.
Right, exactly. Fancy free food. I'm glad we're on the same page here.
I
Of course,
will.
free booze.
I will take Eric's character's role. Unfortunately, we can't have Eric leave for this segment like we had Alita's character do when she was absent. Because he's going to be very important here. But
Dinner
Leaf...
with Leaf's parents.
Yeah.
Without
Yeah,
Leaf just sends us.
Like, I got other shit to
He's
do.
outside.
Like, you deal with the parents. I'm gonna go find my friend.
He said it was a nice night.
Yeah, so Leaf steps up and says, yes, we can head out whenever we need to. I mean, we have a bit more time to collect more evidence. I think it is important to note that the more evidence we present my father, the more support we can garner during tomorrow's meeting.
We could bring one of the family history books. Perhaps not the one that the axe was protecting, but maybe...
I would assume that my father is already aware of that. He and the Sweetmakers are very close friends.
Of the trapped book? Or...
Oh, not the trapped book. The Book of Deeds would very much be a insightful thing.
Is the Book of Deeds still up there?
It's
Mittens has the Book of Deeds.
Mittens.
I feel like Book of
Why
Deeds
does
is maybe-
Mittens have the Book of Deeds?
Because everyone
We
decided
trust
to
her.
give Mittens the
Yeah.
Book of Deeds.
Mittens reads the Book of Deeds.
We kind of
wanted
want
her
that,
to.
yeah.
What if, because
Right.
She was the one who read it for you.
The
Oh,
Book of
okay.
Deeds is also the one that's like, hey, what's up? We hid refugees.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
should
So,
not.
yeah.
That's not something we want to give.
The...
Especially not the Prospers,
Yeah.
who are not going to like that.
So Needle Trap, Farewell Candy. We could also do the electricity room, but that's kind of a given because the lights were always on. Is there electricity anywhere
the
else
needle
in
trap
the
was in
town?
the breaker room.
Not really.
We need to say the needle trap because the person who got their eye
Right.
Actually, Garrett, make a history check.
messed
Oh.
with.
Can I thought myself?
Yes.
Needle.
P4? Come on, baby. I have 2 times proficiency because I'm cool. Good.
What was the place with the cave room? That was.
Oh,
his,
that was the
his-
hunting lodge.
Yeah, that was the lodge.
17.
17.
From a 9.
You do know that there is another establishment that has electricity. It's limited. It is also magically powered, so it's more like magic is used to fuel it, and then the electricity system is meant as like a means to divert things efficiently.
Okay.
But it is a theater, a local theater, in between the Orphan Row and the Trade District.
And did we find out where this electricity comes from? They're like magic. Are there solar panels?
The candy.
Can I?
Follow wires or something.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Master, please come with me.
Cool. Since you picked this specifically, I'll give it to you. You go up the stairs to the breaker room. You look at the breaker. The breaker is like this one unit, and it's embedded in the wall, and then there is just like a pipe of like wires and electrical circuitry that goes down. You go down a level. It goes down through the storeroom, or it goes down into the storeroom, bends across the ceiling until it hits the wall that is neighboring the hearth, and then it goes down.
The hearth is okay. So maybe we shoot, because they're gonna ask me like, oh, well, that electricity comes from magic gunk. So
What if we said we're trying to find the source of the electricity, and we found a sort of passageway that is locked by their nicknames, and we need their nicknames from each group.
We're trying to not tell everyone that they
if
have
we're
a
saying,
secret passageway.
If we're saying that the breaker room was guarded by the needle trap, then it makes sense. Okay, all of their secrets are within their electricity, which is highly guarded, highly, like, this crazy thing that they invented.
Ooh, and then we could twist it as like, such dangers, don't come with us.
Exactly. and then it's a good way to get all of the names, because everybody will be like, oh, well, my community says this.
Okay.
And then it also gives more evidence.
Leaf chimes in and says, if we want to, we can try and last minute prepare and get more evidence and follow up on any other trails. We don't have to present only what we have collected so far.
True, yeah.
There was also the thing at the lodge, which is quite literally a dead end.
There's also
So that could be a good, they had an obvious, I don't know if...
They're not going to tell us a plan if they don't go through with it.
we can't investigate now.
They're not going to tell us a plan if they don't go through with it, just like the thing at the lodge. So, because they left such a cryptic farewell message in the candy, we're trying to find them.
Yeah. Shall we go look for anything else that we could possibly give? Because I think the more evidence, the better.
Also, I got find traps, so I can...
Nice.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Where else would we go?
Isn't there a thing with the chair, Phyllis's chair, that we still need to figure out?
Is there?
Leaf would know that.
So Phyllis's chair is on the opposite side of the wall as the breaker. So it that pipe kind of goes past it. I'm calling it a pipe. It's not really a pipe. It's just kind of a cluster of wires and stuff that is like tubercle in shape. That pops out of the wall where her armchair is.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a hee don't look, right?
Yeah, kind of. And it seems like it's more of a, as the kids are playing, play on that side of me.
Don't chew the wires.
Was there...
You have to tell the kids not to do
It's like the nastiest outlet you can possibly imagine.
Well, I thought there was like a button or something.
The breaker itself does have a bunch of switches on it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, the secret ink that we found in...
I was also
Dude,
thinking
could show the
that,
hidden
yeah.
ink.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah?
To tell them about
Yeah,
that?
because then it's not like a...
Does anyone have that in their inventory?
I
think
I don't think I do.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think anyone grabbed it. But you can grab it. It is a functioning magic item.
Eric might have grabbed it.
Okay.
I just had the storybook.
I thought somebody grabbed it. It might have been Eric.
Yeah. Basically, the way it works
if
is
Eric isn't here, we can say I have it.
it allows you to write in ink that is only revealed in darkness.
Cool.
Interesting.
What reason? I feel like every evidence we should provide should have a reason why we're providing it. So
the
why
needle
should we
trap
do that?
is because they had things to guard, and obviously
They're guarding their
Someone
dangerous
else talk,
electricity
please.
that we don't understand, which is also why we're telling them about the nickname trap, also to get information.
I don't think we should tell them about the nickname trap though.
Should we tell them about the shakes?
The shakes?
The Tibbles was saying that the estate shakes
Oh,
at like 2 a.m.
I don't want people to know that there's a secret passage.
Yeah.
But I think it's important if we're saying we're like investigating the electricity and where that comes from, and maybe
You
that's
could
a
say
reason
a
why.
potential secret passage, but then not give like anything else about.
Why would
Let's
we
not
say
call
that
it
it's a
secret.
secret
Yes,
passage?
let's not call it a
Yeah.
secret passage.
Call it like a...
It's a safety precaution for.
Oh!
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a safety precaution for a very dangerous room with all this electricity that we're trying to get into to find another lead.
Yeah, and the whole thing about it is that like we're trying to vouch for us being the ones to
Yeah,
investigate.
right, okay.
So if we're like, oh, we found this, this, and this, they'll be like, oh, sick, you know what you're doing. Go
Needle trap.
investigate the shakes.
Needle
Maybe
trap.
put a sweater on
And
it.
if we ask them for help, it's like, oh, we're still communicating with you. We still need your help. We're just doing the dangerous part for you.
One thing that is very nice about this community in particular is that if you're like, oh, there's a secret passage, you don't have to like bring a photograph or some other piece of evidence. They will trust you and take you at your word.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something you can use to your advantage.
God, I hate taking advantage of people.
Yeah, I mean, granted, you may have to do a good persuasion check, but
Yeah.
Could I bring copper tie?
There's
I mean, you
two
could.
evidence
You could
Where?
try.
in your notebook.
Really?
They're driving me crazy.
I tried eating all the stragglers.
The thing that's driving me nuts is watching all of you eat your sorted M&Ms in different ways. Like, you're eating one from each pile as you, like, sequence. And you're the craziest. You have them in like, a pile in a circle, and you draw one from each pile into the middle.
I love that.
And then you
That's
eat
wonderful.
them all
It's like
at
a
once.
gladiator pit.
It's the only way to eat M&Ms. You gotta first make sure they all have the same amount, and then you eat one of each at a time.
You
It's
eat one at a time
it's
from
just-
each pile.
Alright,
you
so anyway, just a little back on track.
No.
Yeah. Back up.
So needle trap to protect us from things that we don't understand because they care for us and they're looking out for us.
Exactly.
But
Um,
why would they protect us by putting something dangerous
But the
that's
fact is-
aimed to hurt us and blind somebody?
That's what we're trying to figure
To
out.
be fair, the fact that it blinded someone, horribly unlucky.
Yeah.
Like,
like it just
Oh, we
perfect
should
timing.
we should talk to him.
like
We should talk
ideally,
to him.
that was just a dart, and from what you can tell, it
Was
wasn't
it
poison.
like a dart or a needle?
Darts, it was like a needle, which is statistically
a
a
needle
dart.
that hit
But
the
those
person in the
those
eye.
usually just do 1 hit point of damage.
So it would have been like a
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's just supposed
yeah.
to be a deterrent, and it's just really unlucky
It-
that it hit him in the eye.
Yeah, comfort just happened to be like in there.
So needle trap protecting us from things we don't understand.
Poor comfort.
Farewell candy to say that they're oh wait.
Say goodbye.
We should do like farewell candy first. There's
Do
they
we have
obviously
more
went
farewell
somewhere.
candies?
Yeah, you can grab
Can
one.
we bring them? Can we be like, here's
Sure.
their last goodbye?
Okay, so in order of presentation, farewell candy.
Hold up.
Yes.
They said goodbye, Advi.
Why would they say goodbye and
'Cause they
then why
left.
would we look for them anymore? If they said goodbye, as in like they are
Because the
leaving,
community is like, wow, the Sweetmakers!
well then they were just going
We're
on, like,
literally
vacation.
forming a
Like,
committee to find the Sweetmakers, dog.
Yeah.
Right, but if they said goodbye, that means that they left, like of their own will, like in camp.
Without
Yeah.
telling anybody, without giving us anything?
I guess we could
We
tell
just
them
want
it's like
closure.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess we're just saying that we're helping them provide closure and that
Yeah.
it's less of a
Mm-hmm.
rescue mission or
more of
investigation
like
for
a-
a potential runaway.
Leaf says another thing.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I know that we have already gained the passwords from respective communities, but there is value to consulting the leaders of the communities we have yet to talk with
Yeah.
and get their perspective and their theories on what's going on. They may have more insight, and perhaps simply providing a rounded portfolio of theories to my father could be beneficial.
Who have we not talked to yet?
I think it would be quicker to say who you have talked to. You've talked to the you've talked to the church.
Church pirates.
You haven't talked to the pirates yet.
Didn't we talk
Yeah, we
to
did.
the pirates
They
in
were
the
at
search
the-
cabin?
Well, okay,
We
you talked
talked
to,
to
but you
a
did, that wasn't. You didn't talk to like the
Oh, okay.
lead
Oh.
pirate. You didn't really go to their thing. That was like a conglomerate,
We
and
didn't go
Montague
to
just had
Pirate
it.
Town.
Yeah, so you could go there. You could talk to some of the people that Dusk knows. Dusk, you could consult your mentor if you wanted to. Yeah. And there's more options than that, but
Have we talked to like Noddish and
no.
Ross?
You haven't talked
Prosper
to either
would
of
be
those
talking
yet.
to
too.
Dad Eric.
You could set something up with the Noddish.
You could.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Kalia also could.
I probably need to check in with them anyway about the investigation that they're
Oh.
hiring me for.
Yeah, you probably should
I
have
am
already
friends
done
with
that.
robots.
I can
I'm
say
gonna-
that I was still looking into it.
Okay, yeah, okay. You could have delayed that and
That
done
it was
later.
like an ongoing thing.
Yes, but actually it would be important. You would probably be compelled to set a meeting with them in order to give you whatever evidence you found, right?
Yeah, So I'll have done that and set a time at some point.
Okay. In which case we'll play out that scene. you meet with the head of the Noddish family, who is this
Where
very
in the timeline are we?
well.
This happens.
We are this morning.
This morning after I met Pratt.
After you met Pry, but before you've convened with everyone else.
Cool.
Got this.
You're talking with the Noddish, and
Cause
they probably say like the exact same thing as Leaf's dad, because they're just kind of saying like, yeah, bring everybody over, bring all of your employees over, because both of the Noble Crests think that they were funding this mission.
While this happens, I'm gonna write out an evidence and why I plan for Sol de Grion, just to be save time and be more efficient.
yeah, be more efficient. I'm
Yeah,
going
more
to talk to these people before I've talked to you.
Okay,
about
and
evidence
you meet
farming.
with
The big one?
Sure, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
you meet with Gilhelm.
Gilhelm.
Yeah.
Gilhelm.
Wait, which one's? I'm worried about the two.
Yeah.
Oh, Eric is here. Hayden, how long have we been recording?
40 minutes.
Okay, we'll make this one a short episode. I'm gonna go get Eric.
Alright then. Well, that's the end. Okay, goodbye.